You're watching the Week in 15 on TV Platinum. Your in-depth roundup to the 15 biggest stories shaping Nigeria this week. From politics to power struggles, governance to grassroots voices. Let's rewind and break it all down for you. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) is set to receive the report of its zoning committee at the 102nd National Executive Committee meeting. Amid rising tension ahead of its national convention, the committee, chaired by Bayelsa State Governor Duyodiri, with Governor of Zamfara State Dauda Lawal as Vice Chairman and Governor of Plateau State Caleb Mufwang as Secretary, was set up in July to allocate the 19 National Working Committee offices between North and South. Southern leaders have completed their allocations, assigning key positions to the South-South, Southwest, and Southeast, with Governor Shea Makinde securing the National Secretary slot for Oyo and Akwa Ibom taking the Publicity Secretary post. The North will finalize its distribution after NEC approval. The Nigerian Army had arrested 69 suspected oil thieves, dismantled 9 illegal refineries, and recovered over 32,000 liters of stolen petroleum products during a 2-week operation in the Niger Delta. The acting Deputy Director of Army Public Relations, Lieutenant Colonel Jonah Danjuma, disclosed this on Sunday at the operations conducted between August 11 and 24, 2025, spanned across Rivers State, Delta State, Bayelsa, and Akwa Ibom states in collaboration with other security agencies. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has made it clear that he intends to contest the 2027 presidential election, dismissing speculation that he may retire from politics. The confirmation was given by Tunji Olusunle, one of his spokespersons during the 2023 elections. In an interview with This Day, according to Olusunle, Atiku is convinced that Nigeria under President Bola Tinubu has been pushed into an intensive care unit and therefore requires urgent rescue. This statement comes amid growing debates about Atiku's political future, especially after Professor Ola Olatuju of Achievers University recently suggested that Atiku may now be more focused on national building than personal political ambition. However, Olusunle dismissed such claims, insisting that Atiku's comment and commitment to contesting in 2027 remains firm as he continues to position himself as a viable opposition leader and alternative to the current administration. President Bola Tinubu has assured Brazilian investors that Nigeria's economic reforms are yielding results, insisting that corruption has been curbed since he assumed office. Speaking at the meeting with Brazilian ministers and the Brazil Business Group in Abuja, Tinubu highlighted opportunities in food security, renewable energy, technology transfer, and manufacturing. While acknowledging that reforms were initially painful, he said the outcomes are now blossoming, describing Nigeria as a vast untapped market for investment. The Director General of the National Orientation Agency, Malam Lanre Isa Onilu, has urged Nigerians to pay close attention to flood early warnings issued by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, highlighting the increased risk of flooding across the country. Addressing newsmen during a press conference to launch a nationwide enlightenment campaign held on Thursday in Duse, the Jigawa state capital, the DG, represented by Mr. Williams Dogo, NOA's National Director of Legal Matters at headquarters in Abuja, emphasized that poor drainage systems and careless dumping of waste are major causes of devastating floods recently witnessed in states such as Niger, Kogi, Rivers, Anambra, and Bayelsa states. The Nigerian Air Force (NAF) has inaugurated a special intervention project in Anipupo community, Osun State, providing 30 solar-powered streetlights, an industrial borehole, and a 35,000-liter water storage facility. Speaking on Wednesday in Abuja, NAF Director of Public Relations Air Commodore Ehimen Ejodame said the initiative, unveiled in AVM Marquis Honor, strengthens civil-military relations and improves rural living. Chief of the Air Staff Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, represented by Chief of Civil Military Relations Ibikunle Daramola, said the initiative aligns with the federal government's renewed hope agenda and reinforces community trust while promoting development beyond combat duties. The Nigerian Railway Corporation has safely evacuated 618 people after an Abuja-Kaduna train derailed near Asham, Kaduna State on Tuesday. 7 passengers sustained injuries and were taken to hospital, while a rescue train conveyed the other passengers to Idu and Kuba stations. Managing Director of the NRC, Dr. Kayode Opeifa, said refunds will be issued to affected passengers and investigations into the incident had begun. He added that Abuja-Kaduna train services are temporarily suspended pending site recovery and clearance. The arraignment of activists Omoyele Sowore and Sahara reporters at the Federal High Court Abuja was stalled on Wednesday following the absence of the second defendant. The case, which involves fresh charges of forgery, defamation and an alleged incitement to mutiny, was meant to be heard before Justice Emeka Nwite. However, proceedings could not continue after the court was informed that Sahara reporters had not been formally served with a summons. The prosecuting counsel disclosed that attempts to serve the organization through substituted means by publishing the summons had failed, as the publication was not yet ready. Justice Nwite subsequently adjourned the matter to September 15, 2025 for arraignment. There are reports that high-level consultations are ongoing within the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to persuade former President Goodluck Jonathan to return as the party's presidential candidate in 2027. Meanwhile, presidential aspirant Benga Olawepo Ashim has faulted the party's zoning of the ticket to the south, insisting the final decision rests with the National Convention, not the NEC. The party's leadership, however, dismissed speculation that zoning was done to favor FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, stressing it was designed to strengthen the PDP and ensure stability. Former Governor of Kaduna State Nasir El-Rufai says he has no interest in contesting any political office in the 2027 elections. Speaking in Kaduna while welcoming defectors into the African Democratic Congress (ADC), El-Rufai explained that his return to politics is purely to support credible leadership, not personal ambition. He recalled that after leaving office in 2023, his original plan was to step away from partisan politics altogether. The Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited Bio Jewelry has raised alarm over threats to himself and the company's management team over reforms to revive Nigeria's refineries under President Bola Tinubu's mandate. He raised the alarm while receiving a delegation from the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Station of Nigeria, Pengasen, led by President Comrade Festus Osifo at the NNPCL headquarters in Abuja. He said the company is working to restore the refineries to full capacity, including using the Nigerian liquefied natural gas model, and vowed to push ahead with operations despite threats, focusing on development and learning about politics as needed. The former senator representing Zamfara Central Senatorial District, Kabiru Garba Marafa, who also served as the Zamfara State Coordinator of the Tinubu Shetima Campaign Organization in the 2023 presidential election, has announced his resignation from the All Progressives Congress (APC). Marafa, who represented Zamfara Central in the Senate from 2011 to 2019, said his decision to quit the party was born out of his described as President Bola Tinubu's use and dumb style of leadership. Two opposition political parties, the African Democratic Congress and the Labour Party, have queried the authenticity of the claim by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) that the Southwest accounted for the highest percentage of the pre-registration numbers in its ongoing continuous voter registration exercise. The electoral umpire, however, dismissed the claims as unfounded, noting that it was based on a lack of historical understanding of past voter registration trends. The ADC, in a statement issued on Thursday by its acting National Publicity Secretary Bolaji Abdullahi, had questioned the registration process in the Southwest, stressing that the figures from Osun State in particular contradict both historical trend and demographic realities. The federal government on Thursday defended the upward review of Nigerian passport fees to 100,000 naira and 200,000 naira, saying it was necessary to sustain quality, curb corruption, and ensure timely delivery of travel documents. The Nigerian Immigration Service, in a statement signed by its public relations officer, ACIAS Akinlabi, on Thursday, announced that from September 1, 2025, applications made within Nigeria will attract new fees of 100,000 naira for the 32-page, 5-year validity passport and 200,000 naira for the 64-page 10-year validity passport. Finally, former Minister of Transportation and ADC Chieftain Rotimi Amechi has declared that there will be no retreat, no surrender in his 2027 presidential ambition. He made a statement in Kano after a meeting with a coalition of traders in the state. And that's your Week in 15. Stay informed, stay empowered. For deeper dives into these stories, stay with TV Platinum, where the news meets clarity. Thank you for watching. I am God's gift, Julius. See you again.